A king, a kingdom, a prince, a knight. Sounds like the perfect tale just to read before saying goodnight. A vibrant night in shining armor to a silent night where a manger harbored. In the shadow of the dragon's wing, the kingdom was darkened until the true tale now has prevailed. Let every ear now hearken the good news, the greatest news. Those who were wise came as he arrived as the one called the King of the Jews. He grew to become the king of the confused, as the elders and chief priests didn't see him as the king of their views. When he entered the temple as king right on his cues and read the scroll of the prophet, proclaiming himself as the king of the scriptures infused. Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1 and 2, the king read through. The spirit of the sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim the good news to the poor, those trapped behind doors. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captive and release from darkness for the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. All hail our Savior. The year of the Lord's favor is upon us. Let all who seek to be restored to his kingdom now trust. He chose you. He chose me. Not a fairy tale kingdom, not one of make-believe, but one that he did make, and I believe. I believe that he was the king of the Jews. He was king of the disciples, the James, the Johns, the Simons, the king of the Andrews, the king of the sending them out, the king of the 2x2s, the king of the walk on water, the king of who needs canoes, the king of the refused, the king of the accused, the king of the arrested, the king of the beaten, the king of the bruised, king of the abused, the king of the cross, el rey de la cruz, the king that gave his blood, the king of the transfused, the king in the pit of the dragon, the king in the grave that ensued, king, a prince, a knight, a servant, the king. King. The king? The king. The king. The king. The king in the grave that ensued until he became the king of the grave I refuse. The king of the break chains, the break free, the break out, the king of the breakthroughs. The king of the victory, the king of the I will not lose, the king of Christmas, the king that I choose. And if you believe today, you have his forgiveness, his grace, his hope for an eternal stay this Christmas season. Will you share the true tale? Will you share Jesus? The king to a prince, to a knight, to a servant. How compelling. This is a story worth telling. This is a story worth living. This story is giving joy to every man, woman, boy, and girl. This story is joy to this kingdom. Nah, joy to the world.